teacher life wasn't very much different because I still do what I used to do as a teacher. What is totally different is what I do as a trainer, because I didn't used to do that before you. I knew I was ready. I knew I had the knowledge, I had the skill, I had the will, I had the passion. What didn't I have? I didn't have the bravery to be exposed. And to be more specific, I had the exact opposite, a fear, a huge fear of being exposed. And it was until we had our conversations that I realized that the fear grows bigger as long as we feed it. Once we stop feeding it, it vanishes. So I stopped feeding my fear, and
it just dissipated.
Yes, exactly. And what happened with our talks is that in one of our talks, you had asked me to set a deadline. And a deadline of when I will make a post informing people on what I do.
Yeah.
And that made me feel accountable. I felt that you were my accountability partner, and I had given you the date by then, and the date was coming. So I didn't want to go back on my word to you. And that on the last, on the deadline of that date, I clicked the post button. And the moment I did that, it was really intense for me.
And tell me about, I clearly remember what we said in the first pre-call, let's say in the discovery call, when we just made the first connection and the first meeting. For me, I wanted to understand what you're looking for. And you said, I clearly remember that, you said, I'm not confident enough to speak to the parents of my students. So your goal was not to speak to teachers. Your goal was to speak to the parents of your students.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to speak to them about the drama clubs and convince them that the drama clubs would be useful for their children.
And you weren't bold enough to go ahead and do it to your existing clients, not even to new clients, to your existing clients. And then within a week, you said, Theodora, I just booked a training with India, right? Within a week after we were 2 weeks, I don't remember exactly.
Yes.
But it was so fast. And you did that. You made this happen. You were that ready.
Yes.
Like it was just one click for you.
I knew I was ready, Theodora. The thing was, it was a fear, I cannot stress it enough, of being exposed.
Yes.
This fear of exposure.
Yes.
It looked like a big monster to my eyes.
And what do you think about it now? About this fear and about this? Do you remember it every time you have a new fear of a new milestone you're going to hit? Do you go back to that big fear?
Well, no, I still remember. The fear sometimes tries to reappear. But now it has taken the form of a midget, like a small worm that is there to annoy you. But you can always either push it away or squish it. So it comes back, but it's very, very tiny. Yeah.
And now you acknowledge this fear of the new level, right?
Yes, there is always a fear for the new level. It's the fear of the unknown, or yeah,
The
but
unfamiliar.
the unfamiliar, yes.
Mhm.
But I think we can train our brain
Mhm.
to find ways and mm, not stop because of the fear. Keep going, keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fear is always going to be there to remind you that this is something new and unfamiliar for you, not something that I'm here to stop you from, but to remind you that I'm here because now you're crossing another
Exactly.
another
It's
level.
unfamiliar, and the fact that it's unfamiliar, it doesn't mean that we cannot cope with it.
Exactly.
It's our chance to grow.
Yeah.
It's
And
our
now
chance
you're
to grow and find new ways of dealing with things or thinking about things. Yes.
And now you're hitting the biggest stages of drama in education in the world as a trainer, not as
Yes.
a trainee. How does this feel?
It feels wonderful. In one word, I really feel
Is it liberating?
it is liberating. Generally speaking, although I'm a humble person, I don't want to, show off, but it's good. Inside me, it warms my heart to know that I have achieved all those things so far, which doesn't mean that I cannot achieve more. It only gives me, it boosts my drive to want to achieve more.
Yes. And in our coaching sessions, we made the distinction between showing up and showing off.
Yes.
Because we have that fear. What if people think I'm showing off? I shouldn't show this. And we forget to show up, get to be exposed to the people who would be, who would benefit from this, from our work. So now you see so many people benefiting from this work you're doing, right?
Yes, a lot of colleagues tell me that they find the things we do together, it's like opening up a new world to them. And I really feel so happy for them. So happy for them. And it's not what I do. It's actually what you say. They have managed to explore themselves.
Yes.
I just opened a small door to them, but it's their own work. And we all know that we cannot do the work for others. I mean, unless they are prepared to try and to embrace all those new ideas, you cannot force that to happen. I cannot force it to happen. You cannot force it to happen. The participant needs to be willing to change. Isn't that so?
Yeah, amazing. And now you see the work you did on yourself, you see it expanding to more and more students, recipients.
It has a ripple effect. It has a ripple effect.
Yes, and we're talking about thousands and thousands of students.
Yes,
now.
And there are always teachers or students who are not ready for that, and that's okay. That's okay. If we're not ready, it's okay. We need to accept that. We're not a failure because we are not ready. Maybe it's not the right time for us.
Yeah. But I'd like to stay with the liberation part of it. As you go into this training, it's a liberation. You experience a liberation. It's not like any other training.
No, it's not.
It's not something you learn to bring into your class. You're liberated and you bring yourself
exactly. We bring ourselves into the classroom.
Yeah, not the actual idea you get from the training. But
no, you might get inspired by the training, but then it's your own personality.
Something is born in you.
Yes, exactly.
Then you pass it on to your students. Amazing. Thank you, Evi. Thank you for joining this journey with me. and trusting me in the first place.